Okay, so with rowing, the first thing that you're going to want to consider is that rowing is going to be a leg-driven movement. So 60% of the power in your row stroke comes from your legs, 20% comes from your core, and 20% comes from your arm, giving you your cumulative 100%. So anytime you're trying to stabilize your rowing efforts, or anytime you're trying to increase the power in your rowing stroke, you're going to want to start and end with the legs. So for your rower, no matter what kind of straps they have on the foot plates, you're going to want to make sure that you adjust the foot plates in such a way to where the strap can tighten across the widest part of your foot. From that particular point, you're going to always want to stay heel dominant as far as your drive is concerned, as far as your leg drive is concerned. So the power should feel like it's coming from and through your heels, the back of your foot. Once you get your feet tightened in nice and tight, you're going to want to keep in mind that rowing is a three-part movement. So you're going to want to drive out with the legs, lean back with the core, and then kind of follow through with that pull with the arms. And you're going to want to make sure that your handle, no matter the rower, impacts somewhere between the bottom of your chest, the bottom of your chest and the top of your belly button. So somewhere in that 8 to 10 inch window is where you want that handle to impact when it's coming towards your chest. Also, additionally, you're going to want to monitor your breathing. So I always tell clients to exhale on your drive back, forcefully through the mouth, like you're trying to blow out a birthday candle 20, 30 feet away, and inhale through the nose when you're coming forward. If you're able to do this and complete this in rhythm, you'll get 1 breathing cycle per rep, and that's going to be exponentially helpful when it comes into your medium and longer duration rows as far as being able to sustain your output. So putting all that together, you get a stroke that looks like this. And before I actually start, I do want to remind you that at all times the goal should be to keep the strap as level as possible. And you're able to do that by making sure that you maintain fluid rhythm, fluid pacing, and that at any point you are not having to extend or kind of jump the handle over your knees as you come forward for the movement. So that's super important. So once I get strapped in here, again, this is a leg-driven movement, and I have an air rower, so my rower is a good bit louder than even a chain rower, but just as effective. So again, you're going to see me go legs, core, arms, and then on the way forward, arms, core, legs, and you'll probably also hear the breathing rhythm as well. Exhale back, inhale forward. It will look like this. So notice how there's a very deliberate rhythm there. About 1 count back, quick pause in the back, and then 1 count forward. So about a 2.5 or 3 second rep. That would be a regular row stroke, and that's going to yield you about 20 to 25 strokes per minute. Again, each one taking 2 to 3 seconds. Now, if you're going for what's called a power stroke or a power row, you're going to increase the power through the legs, increase the power on the lean back, increase the power on the pull through with the arms. However, because each one of those parts of the stroke is going to be more powerful, you're going to not be able to take as many strokes per minute. So even though you're adding more pressure and more power through the legs, you're going to want to increase the time that you spend paused at the back of the rep. So we're thinking about 1 second back, maybe 2 seconds pause, and then a second forward for a rep now that is approaching 4.5 seconds, as opposed to 2.5 to 3 seconds. So the reason that's important is because we can't reasonably expect to increase the power output and keep up the same capacity to put out energy at the same rate with the same stroke rate. Not exactly doable over a longer duration, maybe just for short bursts. So again, the difference is 1 count back, 1 count forward is your regular stroke, your regular row, and then 1 count back, pause, 1 second forward would be your second option, i.e. your power stroke option. So let me show you a couple of those. This is the power stroke. So maybe even still on that short video, you were able to hear the increased sound that's coming off that fan drive. and or at least just see the increase of time that I spend on the pause at the rear of the movement. And the last thing I want to emphasize is, again, like I was saying, in the spirit of keeping that strap as level as possible throughout the movement, on the return trip forward, you're going to want to make sure you fully extend your arms out to lock out before you start to break through the knees, because when you do that, then you're able to ensure that that handle is always going to be in front of the knees, instead of you having to jump that handle over the knees as you come forward, which disrupts your ability to keep that strap straight and level. So hopefully you're able to get a full and clear picture of what you're going to want to be doing with your rowing efforts. Again, mix it up between your regular row stroke and your power stroke, and you'll be able to sustain and even progress your efforts over time.